Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boscheman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive Podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the energies for March 2021 for life path number 224. So that's master number 224. 22s, I would encourage you to listen to the forecast for the fours, as that is ultimately your life path number. The 22 energy is an extension of that energy. Okay? This is a general reading. If you would like a personalized reading, please book some time with me. My information is in the description box below. So March is an 8 universal cycle. And so collectively, we may see influences around business, power, responsibility, money, resources, and karma. So this is going to be a cycle where what you choose to sow, you will ultimately reap. So be very aware of where and what you choose to invest your time, your energy, and your resources into. Make sure they feel somewhat aligned for you and that you're not strictly committing to them out of obligation or out of influence or manipulation from an external source. This is going to be a great time for business ventures of any kind. So if you are buying a business, starting a new business, looking for work, getting a promotion, any of those things, this is an energy that is very supportive for business. 8 energy rules the material plane. So this can be a time of recognition, rewards, sales, such as, if you are selling a home, selling a property, selling a business, or if you're in sales, you may see a spike in sales at this time, as well as additional responsibility and pressure. So, for instance, as we get those promotions, as we start new ventures, oftentimes there's additional responsibility and pressure that comes with the territory. So the message would be, make sure that you are equipped to mitigate that energy, that you are scheduling time for self-nurturing, self-care, that you're scheduling some time for rest and relaxation so that you don't get burnt out and you're not overworked, all right? This is going to be a very important time for balancing the divine feminine and divine masculine energy. So the masculine energy of action with the feminine energy of stillness. I emphasize this for 22 fours because I know for you all, you are the master builders. You are the workhorse. So it's very easy for you to get caught up in that energy and become the workaholic. So it's very important during this, especially during this 8 cycle, that you are maintaining some kind of balance. This can be a great cycle for doors opening and people in power helping you if you ask. You may also be the one who is in power, who has an opportunity to help someone who comes to you. So if that comes up for you, then do so graciously. This is also a time of karmic debts coming due, for those debts to be paid off. So you may see new relationships enter your life at this time where the two of you have some kind of past karma that needs to be cleared. Or if a karmic debt has been paid, then you may see that materialize within the physical in some way, such as an inheritance or a legacy of some sort. This can be a great cycle for reclaiming your own power back from those who have taken your power in some way through manipulation or control, or where you have given your power away, such as with addictions, something of that nature. So this is a wonderful cycle for reclaiming that which is energetically yours and releasing the stories which were never yours to begin with. Okay, so I pulled an animal spirit card for you all to see what the overall energy may be for you this month, and you all got Owl Spirit. And so Owl says, you see clearly now. So I think that you're going to see this relevant as we move through the reading for the month. So I broke March down into 4 weeks. The first week we have this energy of sort of you being very aware of the wisdom that you've accumulated through some of your past trials and tribulations, through some of your past experiences, and having an opportunity to start something big and new and exciting. This can be in a relationship, this can be in buying a house or buying property or something like that, or in a career setting. It feels very material, very physical. Obviously, we're in an 8 cycle, but it's really about you making sure that as you begin this new venture, you are tapping into your own internal wisdom, that you are putting to good use those experiences, those challenges, those again, trials and tribulations that you've overcome within your life and unlocked that wisdom, and that you're using that as you move forward, so that you're not only looking to the external to guide you, but that you're really tapping into your own knowing as you begin this big journey forward. It's almost like you're starting the month with like a clean slate or an opportunity to create from the void, right? So it's like, the question is, again, what do you want to sow? Because you will reap the harvest from sowing these seeds, and you just want to make sure that what you're sowing is what you actually want to harvest. So I feel like, again, you're at the cusp of starting something big, something new. You have the control to decide what it is that you want to plant, what it is that you want to sow. So this is going to be a time where you definitely want to tap into that wisdom, your own wisdom. You can get, advice and ideas and observations from the external, of course. Sometimes that helps us with our perspective. But I think ultimately when it comes down to deciding what it is that you want to do and how you want to do it, you really need to pull from that well of internal wisdom. That's going to serve you best at this time. Okay, there's a lot of magic there, so make sure you tap into it. Give yourself credit. I know 22s can sometimes have a lot of self-doubt. So this is going to be a time where you need to overcome that and really, give yourself some credit and tap into that wisdom. It may seem that the decision or the journey ahead, it may seem a little clouded or confusing. And so your first reaction may be to ask somebody what you should do. But I would say first, you really need to tap into your own knowing, because you'll be surprised at what you come up with, what you uncover. And hopefully you'll see that you already know what you need to do. Okay? Sometimes when we let the external influence us too much, we get misdirected onto a path that's not really serving us. So this is really going to be a time, it's like you have the world at your feet and you get to decide what to do with it. And so make sure that you're making that decision from a place of your own internal wisdom. Then we move into the second week of March. And again, it's almost like you have an idea of how you want to move forward, what you want to do, the decisions you want to make, but there's something sort of standing in your way. And what that feels like is the need for releasing or forgiving something that's happened in the past. So this may be a time where you see, or where you have that opportunity to reclaim that power. So again, if there's a situation from your past where you were manipulated or controlled into giving up your power, or if there is currently some kind of an addiction that you are subservient to, that you're currently giving your power away to, I feel like this is going to be a time where you'll be able to see that clearly, what needs to be worked through, what needs to be released, so that you can move forward with your plans in the highest octave. So again, it's going to be a situation where it's like, what you want to do, but there's also some of these old patterns, old belief systems, old experiences that are still sort of tying you down. And so again, going back to Owl's message of you see clearly now, I feel like it's like you clearly see what's standing in your way, and you have the tools to overcome whatever that is, or to work through it and transmute it. You just need to start. You just need to acknowledge it and then begin to work with it so that you can clear it. Okay? And then by clearing it, you're going to open up a door, right, that you might not have thought would ever open, but that will allow you to move much more freely. And actually, as we move into the third week, I feel like the second and the third week of March for you all are really along the same themes. Like I feel like you're going to have to pull from your inner strength at this time to really work through these obstacles that are, again, they feel like past obstacles. It doesn't necessarily feel like new obstacles standing in your way. It's kind of like there's some things that need to be cleared. And again, we're talking about an 8 cycle, which also deals with karma. So this could be something where it's like you have some karma to work through, or a karmic debt to be paid. And it's not something that you can just be like, okay, I'm going to go out and seek whatever this is and clear it up. It's one of those things that has to do with divine timing. So I feel like Owl Spirit is saying you see clearly now, because whatever this is going to come into your sphere of awareness, and you just need to pull from your inner strength and buckle up and, move through it, because, feel it, experience it, move through it, and show up in a way that's authentic, but that's also full of integrity. So, and you will pay off those karmic debts. You will overcome those challenges, but I do feel like the second and the third week, you're kind of going to be in the thick of it. So, and again, this can just be about the starting point, right? So it's like it becomes clear what you need to overcome, what you need to work through, so that you can move forward in this big vision that you have, or this new relationship, or whatever the case may be. But there's definitely some things that need to be cleared out. And I feel like that's going to become very apparent to you what that is. And so you just need to make sure that you take the time to begin that process. Sometimes these are experiences that can last years. So it's not like, you're going to become aware of it and then just immediately clear it. It's something that may need to be experienced and move through. It could be very nuanced. So, to take that pressure off of feeling like you need to overcome it this month. I just feel like things are going to become much clearer to you, and you'll have a starting point. Then we move into the last week of March. And it's interesting because it seems like there's going to be this opportunity for you to make some decisions. It's almost like you may be bombarded with choices. And really what the message is to, again, sort of step back, become the observer, and try to make a decision that not only benefits you, but also benefits the community, the whole type thing, without sacrificing your own values and your own goals, or whatever the case may be. There's really this energy of like not needing to be the leader or the one who knows it all. There's really this energy of like working together. So if there's something that comes up for you and you feel, your ego gets involved and you're like, I know best, I know all, then you need to kind of, chill the ego and remember that everybody contributes in some way, and everybody's contribution is valuable in some way. So whatever this is, I feel like this could be something to do with a business or working or partnership or something like that. But it's kind of like the more that you can work together and sort of, squash those egoic needs to be completely right, and kind of take into consideration what other people have to offer, I feel like you're going to gain the most momentum through that. So this is just going to be a time where it's like, try not to let your ego get in the way. Try not to let your pride get in the way. It may be a situation where it's like you need to ask somebody with greater expertise in the area for help. And sometimes, or somebody, it might be like you need to ask somebody who is in a more powerful position, for assistance or money or something like that. And it's just that matter of like swallowing your pride and knowing that there's no shame in asking for help or asking for assistance. So there's going to be, I think, that opportunity for you at the end of the month. But again, I also get this feeling of like collaboration and working together. So it's kind of like just remembering that there's no I in team. You know what I mean? Like you're meant to work together collaboratively with these people, and you're not necessarily meant to know it all, okay? So just be really careful of that. I feel like if you step into that energy of like, I need to be right at all costs, you could do a lot more damage than what's necessary. And so again, just make sure that the seeds that you're sowing at this time are the ones that you want to harvest. Okay, so that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I do feel like this month is going to bring you a lot of clarity, a lot of opportunities to clear some things that need to be clear that just aren't serving you any longer and just need to be worked through and released so that you can move much more freely towards whatever this big vision, this big goal is. And it might be that you don't necessarily know the big vision or the big goal just yet, but I do feel like you're going to have some freedom and some opportunities to start fresh in some areas. And it might feel a little overwhelming at first to work with that ambiguity and not know what the goal is. But I feel like this is a time for exploration. And, just dive into that and enjoy that because I think it's going to be a beautiful process for you. And again, there's going to be those highlights of some things that still need to be worked through, and those challenges may come up for you, but you've got the resources that you need or access to them. And so, you got this. So I hope it's a beautiful March for you all. Take care, 22s. I'll be back again soon. Bye for now.